the name.
That they are no longer together, that means he's already regretting it, because they're no longer together. Yeah, he's already
Yes.
regretting it, and that's why he wants to change it.
Change.
So
Yes,
there are
yes.
regrets already.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. Is the young man listening?
Yes, he is.
Okay, I know that no matter what, there is a process to this, and definitely he can be able to change it. You get, that's first. To avoid a future reoccurrence of things like this,
Hello?
probably there may be someone else, to say someone else who may end up finding themselves. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you
Can
now.
you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. Okay, so in case there is someone else listening that may want to take a lesson or two from this, first of all, one thing, personally, I'm a kind of person who thinks that people in love or in a relationship should not hold back anything.
Okay,
You should
yes.
love without reservations. You should love with everything in you, because recently I
Hello?
was a post somewhere where someone said a man should never play a husband role to a woman he is not married to. I frowned at such assertion rather. I'm like, no, things shouldn't be this way. When people decide that, okay, we found each other interesting, and we may end up getting married, or we want to get married, they should not hold back. They shouldn't them, but there is a place for wisdom. There is a
Yes.
place for wisdom. You get.
Yes.
Now, use someone you're not married to as a next of kin. Is it an act of wisdom at all? There's no sense in that. There's no sense in that. Does it mean, like, it doesn't mean that you don't love this person,
Okay.
but there is a process and there is time for everything. So the deed has already been done anyway, but I'm saying this so that he can pick lessons and avoid being in a situation like this next time.
Yeah.
So it is not really reasonable to use, there should be limits to what we do in a relationship. There should be limits.
Hello?
Yes, because I think one of the mistakes we make as young adults is that we carry our emotions. Our emotions seem to tend to drive us more than our brains do. I remember listening to a preacher one time. I think it must be Pastor Kingsley Okonkwo. He said, if you ever engage or embark on a journey where your emotions are the driver and your brain the passenger, that accident in such a journey is inevitable. In this guy's situation, what I can say is this: he embarked on a journey where his emotions drove him, because he sees that he's in love with this girl, and oh God, I'm already going to get married to this girl. Oh, what is holding me back from making her my next of kin? He was already seeing a wife in her, which is normal for someone to feel that way towards someone you really love and want to see a future in. But where your brains come in now is that you can only have control of what happens between you and this person. But you don't. This person can decide tomorrow, which is why he's in the situation he is. The lady woke up and said, like, I'm no longer doing again, and that's why he's running from pillar to post. But I think that he can actually be able to change the next of kin. But next time, he should learn to draw limits. A girlfriend is not a wife. A boyfriend is not a husband. There is a limit we should go with everything. Sacrifices are good, but there should be boundaries. There should be boundaries.
Yeah. Oh, that was really a nice one. Although we would not really blame the guy because maybe he has seen some persons that this thing happened to, and at the end of the day, they ended up together. So maybe he was just feeling that
Yeah,
he might be the lucky one. Hello?
yeah, that's an yeah, yeah. You know, Yes, I this another perspective. There are different strokes for different folks. You don't use That's why personally I don't use another person's life to measure my own.
Okay.
So I always anybody that gets that probably I get to talk to, one thing I always tell them is that we are on the different path. There should not be room for comparison.
Yes.
The people who do such things and it works for them are different individuals. If a friend of his has a girlfriend whom he has done something like that with, and they ended up together, anybody should know that this person is dealing with a different individual from. First of all, you should even get to know people to a point before taking some making some decisions and involving them. Because and in courtship, in dating, there is no way you will not get to know the kind of person unless you just decide to wave away red flags. And I don't really think anybody should make their own life decision based on others decision. People are different.
Yes.
People are different, so you can't just say because another person is doing this and is working for them, you decide to do it. It might not work just the way it has not worked for him now. So next time, it should, anybody, maybe him or anybody, if he's listening, probably, I don't know if he even needs this advice, or he just wants to get, you know remove her from the next of kin, and go back, restart his life afresh. But in case it was advice for next time, he should never, nobody
Hello.
should live their life on the comparison of others.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Okay. Sorry, your voice was breaking, so that was why.
Okay, so I don't know if you got what I said.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, I did. That was really a nice one. We do appreciate this your no, this knowledge that has been impacted to us. Like it's really a nice one. I hope you guys can hear and also take this knowledge that's been impacted, and also to the person that is being affected. Yes, you can do it. You can rectify it. It's just that when you're getting into a new relationship, you should be
Yeah,
careful.
thank
Do
you.
not
This
allow. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay, so
I
what?
can hear you.
Okay, so what is your advice to everyone, because people can actually hear you?
Okay. Generally, I will say, like I said earlier, don't compare yourself with
Okay.
others, or don't say because your friend is doing this in his relationship and it works for him, you decide to incorporate such into your, start doing the same thing your friend is doing in his relationship. Your friend is dealing with a different individual, someone who is totally different from who you are dealing with. So you are different from your friends. We have different emotion management. We have different views and biases. So it is totally absurd to guide your relationship with the rules of other people's relationship. You are unique. Your relationship is unique. So I will advise that everyone should do what works for them in their relationship. There are people who have what's it called, joint accounts as couples, and they do.
Yes.
There are people that if they have joint accounts, now war like it will go down well. So the person who cannot manage a joint account, that just decides that because his friend manages a joint account with his
It's
wife,
gonna
he
fail.
wants to do the same thing, he's going to fail. So my advice is, don't compare your relationship with another relationship. That's the first advice. Then the second one, a relationship, one first of all, you should know who you are dealing with. There are
Okay.
people who do not have empathy. There are people who do not have compassion. There are people who are so selfish. And there is no way you will be dating someone and you will not notice their traits, the good and the bad traits in them, unless you just decide to wave away the red flags. So their personality traits should guide you to know whether you can actually go a step further for them, with them, or for them or not. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because there are people that, yeah, because when you know this person, there's a way someone you deal with somebody and the person is so committed. You know that this commitment is not one side. You get? So even if you now put the all of you into it, you know that this person, to the extent I've known this person, there's not going to be disappointment. In that case, you can say, okay, I'm not reserved, I'm not withholding anything, because I know this person too doesn't withhold anything for me. But at the same time, wisdom should guide us in everything. Wisdom is profitable to direct.
Direct.
There is there's a reason, there's the word boundaries. There's a reason there is that word boundaries. A
Yes.
husband is different from a boyfriend or a fiance. Uh, so you don't relate with a girlfriend like a husband. I'm not saying that you should hold back support. I'm not saying you should hold back sacrifices from the person you love, but let wisdom guide you. It is not reasonable for anybody to go and make anybody they are not married to their next of kin. What relationship do you have with this person? Just promises of a future that has not yet before. Now there should be boundaries, there should be limits to what you do with someone you are not yet married to. That is just all I have to say.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so, so much.